But I think Kingdom Hearts 3 will be good. Because I think Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to do, and actually I already have a whole theory on its plot.
Okay. So.
Square will find a way to mess it up because it's Square.
But they haven't messed up Kingdom Hearts yet. Well, depending on who you ask.
Well, and also
but those are side games. All the main games have done good, and I'm pretty sure Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to return to the formula Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 have set up. In that, you're going to have the plot with the villains, but you're going to be going around, say, helping with the Disney characters. They're already changing back to some other styles.
Another problem Kingdom Hearts 3 will have, and this isn't the game's fault, because it's taken so long, people are going to have unrealistic expectations, and if it doesn't meet their specific...
Except it hasn't taken long. Remember, this game has only been in development for a few years.
But think of the time Kingdom Hearts 2 was released.
Right.
People have wanted a Kingdom Hearts 3 since, like 2005. Six.
No, you're right, and it will have trouble living up to the hype, but I think Kingdom Hearts fans it won't matter what kind of game comes out. At this point, just having that title will be too much hype.
They're almost as bad as the Sonic fan base.
But, nah, Kingdom Hearts 3...
There's the line we were thinking of.
But then we have Persona 5, which, despite the amount of hype it's been getting, that game's gonna be amazing.
Atlas doesn't fall into the typical AAA development traps.
So Persona 5, I mean, just looking at the gameplay, there's a guy who released a YouTube video I haven't watched yet. He has a 10-hour live stream of the game.
Analyzing it?
No, he's just playing it. It's out in Japan.
Oh.
He's just playing it, but it's a 10-hour live stream.
Oh, it's out in Japan.
It says part 1 too. So that game can... the fact that game can give you more than 10 hours of game time is not surprising. But
how much of that is gameplay?
You know that it's not gonna have randomly generated dungeons, right?
Finally.
You see, I told somebody else that, and they were like, "Why would you fix something that's not broke?"
That is broken.
No, it's not broken.
After Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, I despise randomly generated dungeons.
It's not randomly generated. It's semi-randomly generated. Plus, it's not the dungeons. It's just straight floors.
Well,
you just have to find the next staircase.
I play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I know how a dungeon crawler works, and that game made me single-handedly hate that genre.
Well, okay, but Persona's not a straight dungeon crawler. It's just part of dungeon crawler.
Either was
Trust me, Persona never has a problem with it.
Neither was that, technically.
As far as the actual dungeon crawling goes, because sometimes you can get so lucky that you only go like, it takes you 10 minutes to go up 3 floors. But no, Persona 5 is changing it, which I am kind of glad, just because Persona 3 and 4 did it really well. But Persona 5 doing it differently is going to be very interesting. Also, there's, they also have stealth kills. And just, it looks like...
So what are they going to do about Persona 4's 4-hour opening?
Persona 5 starts you off in gameplay.
Oh.
Literally, you start off playing the game. All the platforming, though, it's not platforming. It's reaction commands. Like you run to a ledge and it says press X to jump. But it's gonna be like a Zelda game, basically, with the dungeons. There's puzzles and stuff. It's gonna have basic from that 20. It is. I'm not sure if you guys have seen the 20-minute animated short they released.
I've seen people talk about it.
Yeah. If it works the way, if the game works the way I think that does, it's basically maybe Persona 4's plot, but minus the TV. Because basically they go into people's perceived worlds and do something with their hearts to resolve whatever issues going on in the real world.
Hold on here in a minute.
And basically everyone still has shadows and whatnot.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, everything about the game is just... It looks like the perfect game. I mean, really.
Okay.
It looks like everything... It looks like they took all the good things about Persona 4 and 5... Persona 3 and 4's tones and just blended them perfectly together. I mean, so as far as story, it's going to have that kind of... It looks like it's going to have that kind of dark part of Persona 3, but still have that lighthearted Persona 4, and somehow blend them together. That just looks like it's going to be amazing.
You're supposed to use Lady Bow to ignore those spinny guard things, but Super Spin goes faster than they can.
But Persona 5 also, what was it that Persona 5 did?
I haven't been keeping up, so...
I'm still wondering if he's even have a silent protagonist.
Okay.
Is this Metal Gear Mario or Mario Gear Solid? How did that not wake him up? Seriously, getting near him wakes him up, but oh, detonation,
I
no.
thought I could blow up this
No,
wall.
apparently you can't.
Might be thinking of a...
That wall.
But fun because of Persona, you know how Persona symbolism works.
You mean how the jackhammer works?
Persona 5's Velvet Room is a prison,
One of these you can...
which is funny since you're basically you go around masquerading as thieves.
One of the walls in here you can blow up.
But no, Persona 5, it looks perfect, man. If it's as good as
Could
it
do some
looks,
fights
it's
in
gonna be the
here.
best game ever.
But again, it might have, because of people's expectations.
But I mean, I've seen gameplay, and it looks like the perfect game.
Ah! Haha, sucker. Oh wait, you just do a huge loop around, so... Ah.
Who's the sucker now?
But yeah, as far as I've seen, there are like, I mean, no flaws in Persona 5. It looks more open world-ish. I don't want to say open world because it's still kind of dungeon crawler, kind of like Zelda's dungeon crawler. But
Does Atlas have the budget to do open
but I mean,
world?
like, you know how like in Persona 4 you could only like go to areas and it was kind of like a not really top down, but you know you kind of look from a distance, and you like go to a select screen to get to places. Well, it looks like you can actually like walk through the city. It also has very Catherine style graphics. In fact, people have already like started their theories that because of the way the main character looks, that he is the main character from
Actually, I think...
Catherine's son.
One of these.
Why?
He looks just like him.
Okay, I actually
I
have
can't
it
remember his name.
wrong
What's his name?
door. But I
Ghost Girl needs an upgrade, right?
Yes! We're upgrading Bo.
You mean Bow?
Don't get me started on that.
It's Bo.
No, it's Bow.
Okay, John wouldn't know what the fuck we're talking about. I watched a blind run of this game, and that blind run, that guy called her Lady Bow the entire blind run. He never called her Lady Bow, he called her Lady Bow.
Anyway.
The Generation 3...
Yeah, but if you look up a picture of what's his name, Vince?
I
Vincent?
don't know.
You're the one who watched the Catherine playthrough.
All I remember is Catherine.
Wait, he looks just like him. So people theorize that it's his son. And it is Atlas.
Why does every game made by the same company have to be connected?
Atlas, because of the way Atlas works, there are theories that every Shimigami or basically any game they make are related.
Why does every game have to... Is it made by the same company have to take place in the same universe?
Well, I mean, when you have so many references and stuff, it almost like it does it itself.
No. Reading up the bow thing, I was going...
Except that the way those games plots work, I would not be surprised if they actually like. Plus, it's like when you go to like a bar, not really about like a cafe, kind of like in Catherine,
No,
sit around like in Catherine and talk.
I was going to bring up the bow thing. The Generation 3 Pokemon rap calls Groudon, Groudon, and Kyogre, Kyorgi.
And then also Persona 5 it seems like it's going back to kind of more of a classic Shimigami feel.
That scares me.
Only to an extent though. It's still maintaining its Persona identity, but kind of adding in a little more of the elements of Shimigami. So it looks like a nice blend of everything they've done without not being Persona.
Ow.
While maintaining its Persona. It all comes together.
What?
Yeah, but anyway, Kingdom Hearts 3 and Persona 5 are going to be the best games ever made.
And it's that... expectation. When it doesn't live up to that exact expectation, people are going to
Also,
start
Final
hating it.
Fantasy VII is going to be amazing.
Oh, that's going to bomb harder than Hiroshima.
Or it's not going to bomb.
Yes, that was terrible because it was a Japanese company.
Damn it.
It's either going to bomb or not going to bomb. I really hope you don't die. Oh my gosh.
That's how the...
So much clinch.
I'm making diamonds over here. The Final Fantasy VII, it's going.
It's a good time to use this.
It's
so
going
she can
to
just
bomb
again.
because it's square,
And then
But
we'll
what happens when it doesn't?
but it can't.
I'm
because
just saying, what if it doesn't? What if somebody competent comes in there, makes a whole bunch of really good decisions, nothing bombs, and then they become an awesome company again?
But it's square. They don't make competent
But
decisions
what if
anymore.
they do?
But they can't because they're square.
That's like saying Nintendo can't change.
Okay.
You know, I find it funny that people make jokes about things like that, yet complain about Sticker Star changing.
That's because Sticker Star did a bad change and they didn't fix it in Color Splash.
Actually, from what I've heard, they did in some degree.
Exactly, some degree.
But that,
No, the problem is the
Right.
fact. The problem is the fact that
Crap.
the problem is the fact that they are denying the
I need to save anyway. So.
the RPG identity of Paper Mario, and when that's what everyone wants, they're not doing it.
Okay. Best to get a save. So.
Whereas Square is doing exactly what everyone asked for. They're just doing it the conventional manner that you would thought they would have done it.
yeah, because when someone asked for a Final Fantasy VII remake, they wanted it to be a completely different game, split up into 3 full games. That's just a fancy way to say episodic game, so it doesn't look like they're cheating you.
Yep. But also a business way that the game makes sense.
That's what
The reason they split it up into an episodic game is because Square is behind on the trends, and they think it being an episodic game will make it money. They were going to split Deus Ex into an episodic game, but they didn't.
I'm just saying, at this point, I'm just not even discrediting them until they've messed up again.
Leave me alone. Ass holes. Seriously. There is a key we need.
Huh, just like the one room in Thousand Year Old.
Yep. Same idea too.
Didn't when you were younger you used to play Yoshi in that room?
Okay.
I
I don't remember.
think I remember you not playing that room that way. You were actually somehow able to do it with something else.
Yeah, you didn't go this way.
Do you have to walk back, or does getting hit by the spikes?
Getting hit resets you to the treasure chest. Oh, actually,
What was that now?
I remembered it resetting me to the...
That was probably 1,000 years older then.
Okay. Oh, well, this looks suspicious.
Oh, wow.
There's always a secret passage behind the grandfather clock.
No, the fact that Mario just pushed it.
He can casually throw Bowser.
Oh, that was a good point.
It's not that... Blind Run also didn't interact with this drawer. It's not that hard, dude.
That's why I always cringe when people say blind runs of certain games. But in other games, it's okay. Somebody did it like a blind run of Nocturne. I didn't watch all that video. I can only be a mess. You know what Nocturne is, right?
Isn't it that Shimigami Tensei 3?
Yep.
And now we're...
It's not as ball-bustingly hard as like the Resident Evil Shimigami games. It's probably the closest thing to Persona difficulty as Shimigami gets. But yeah, no, it's rough. Persona is specifically meant to be directed to a audience that's not Shimigami, and that's why it's easier. It's supposed to be mainstream Shimigami, so it's not as hard as Shimigami, so it's more accessible. Whereas Shimigami doesn't turn off the ball punching machine.
I'm looking for something.
Because it's based on old RPG design.
Except the fact the part of the problem is the fact that anybody who plays apparently there's a faction of the Shimigami
Might be in
fandom
another room.
that hates on the Persona fandom because their games are babies for Shin Megami, according to the Shin.
We call those elitist assholes, and we don't listen to them.
And not that Shin Megami's not fun, but there's some people who, it's not their cup of tea. Persona's not some people's cup of tea for opposite reasons, and then they don't like to listen to other people.
I know.
Okay, there's supposed
Can you not
to be.
Can you not wake him up in despair?
I could, but I'm looking for a secret room that I don't remember where it is, unless it's. Okay, this is an ant. There's just a wall I can bomb through that gets.
There's that crack, but is this that room you already tried?
Right.
Alright.
There's a wall I can bomb.
I know
The enemy's not the problem. The problem is.
I know this is probably going to start some shit, but I've always hated it when people complain about a game being too easy.
I mean, some games are too easy.
Okay, so we are starting this.
Some games are too easy. Just game.
I hate when people do that, because to me it comes off as incredibly elitist
Except
and
that
pretentious.
I'm not saying this game is garbage because it's too easy. Except that some games are so.
That's usually what people try.
Some games don't have the saving enough things good about it. That is a glaring issue.
Actually, now that I think about it,
And some games are too hard.
what I was thinking of was in the other
There
room.
is an extreme on both sides.
Whoops.
And I have played games that I wish were way harder. And were just like,
That's a bad miss.
way too simple, way too
Sorry, guys.
simplistic. And I did not feel challenged enough to fully enjoy that game.
Damn it.
And I think that is just as much a critique as a game being too hard. Some game. Now, granted, depending on the game, some games are okay to be easy because it's directed towards a certain audience, and some games are okay to be hard as they want because they're directed to a certain audience. It's when they're the games that are seemingly directed to that middle ground, and then are one or the other.
Misremembering
is where that problem I think arises. Like let's see. I'm trying to think of it. Give me an example of a game that's too easy.
I can't really think of one because I normally don't complain about a game being too
But
easy.
no, but a game that people normally complain about being too easy.
I don't know.
Well, okay, if you don't have an example, how can you complain about it?
I guess the best example I could think of is I hate when people complain about modern Pokemon being too easy. Because it's not that the games have gotten easier, you're just too smart for the modern games.
But the levels.
It's the highest natural levels in Pokemon. The games are getting higher leveled.
But you're able to grow faster.
And that's another thing I find funny because
That's to compensate.
That's another thing I find funny because we finally I can make videos. I can say this. I remember before X and Y came out, people wanted the game to have a better EXP share and complained about leveling up Pokemon taking too long. But then when the game gave them that option, people complained about the game being too easy.
That's because the game didn't increase the levels to compare and didn't give trainers enough Pokemon.
Even though because they
So
have
the game didn't balance it. It's like in Final Fantasy VIII.
And I can also...
In Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy VIII's problem is right here. Final Fantasy VIII is too easy. Final Fantasy VIII is too easy because... And now, there are people who argue and defend Final Fantasy VIII and say it's not too easy.
Oh, damn it, no!
At least you stayed recently. They say Final Fantasy VIII is too
game.
easy because it is. Or no, some people say that it's not too easy because you can choose not to play it optimally, which is a stupid argument. If the game is not difficult when I play it optimally, it's not difficult. So, but Final Fantasy VIII lets you equip magic to your stats.
And this is why I was doing the constant saving.
But when you level up, enemies level up with you. And they level up, and their stats grow slightly faster, which should make the game harder. And there's other games that have done this, and made it work. And what was I can't remember the game that somebody used as reference. It was like Dishonored or something. Some game where you could increase other stats too, like your lock picking.
Okay.
Anyway, anytime you increased any stat in that game, the things in the games would also grow in stats. In Final Fantasy VIII, nothing grows in stats when you equip magic to your stats. They only level up when you level up. So if you play the game optimally, the game never gets harder. It gets easier. In fact, what basically the game basically discourages you fighting. If you avoid more fights, the game will stay easy. There is no way to optimally play that game and have it be easy.
Ow. Great.
Or have a game optimally make it get hard. Because the more optimally you play it, the easier it gets. And there is no way to rebalance that. Because even if you're max level, your stats are still exponentially higher.
And another thing...
So, Pokemon has that same problem. Yeah, sure, you gave me this cool EXP share, but you did not increase the difficulty that the game presented to me, and therefore you did not balance it.
Damn it!
So if I can be level 28 here, my bosses should
really
also be
bad
able
luck.
to kind of comp that. But what I found was I made it to the end of the game and I beat the game with like Lucario and Charizard. I could have had no other team. I never got hit. I took no damage.
I find it fun, as a brawl.
And it would have been better if they gave. And it would have maybe been levels. What they needed to do was give people more Pokemon.
But the way the older.
But they didn't, and they didn't provide like any main person with a Mega Evolution. Now Oris didn't do it either, but I felt Oris helped cover the challenge way better.
But, and I'm going to segue to something here in a minute. First of all, the older games just make the teams artificially look bigger, repeating first and middle forms.
You are right.
And second of all...
I'll get this eventually. These two are going good commentaries, I'm just...
And second of all, after watching someone play the fan game Pokemon Uranium, trainers having Mega Evolutions is a bad
Not just trainers,
idea.
but like...
Well, no, it wasn't trainers.
But say like...
I need to be specific on this. It's technically not trainers as of yet. Right now, the only ones that have had Mega Evolutions were the last two gym leaders, but it was they still had Mega Evolutions. And that game's fan-made Pokemon have some of the most busted Mega Evolutions if they were real.
But what I'm saying is, so maybe not all even the gym leaders, like the Elite Four, but I mean even that. But, like, if the Elite Four had Mega Evolutions, that'd be okay. But, like, you just insta-killed them.
No!
Those just 2 hit points?
No! They're, like, 8. She did the bomb.
Oh, I missed that. Anyway, but, you know, why does the last gym leader have 3 Pokemon?
Because they're higher level than the last gym leader's Pokemon.
But they're just 3 Pokemon. And they don't need to artificially increase it. He could have had 4 or 5 Pokemon, and they'd be okay. But then, okay, but let's say, okay, fine, they're higher level. The Elite Four only had 4 Pokemon.
I thought I grabbed the castle key.
Have 4 Pokemon?
What? No, they only had 5.
They only decreased it by 1.
Oh,
but they're all decreased by 1.
But once again, I can use...
And they could all have a Mega Evolution. And sure, the champion has 6, but she was just disappointing.
But once
but no,
again,
but even then, Oris never had that problem with me. I never had the problem with Oris. I never felt that Oris got too easy. And I was using an overpowered Mawile the whole game.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, sure, I basically used the Mawile to sweep the game, but I still felt like everything in that game held its challenge.
Even the Elite Four and...
Okay, so that does work.
Even in some of the older games, the Elite Four artificially lengthened Pokemon.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Like,
you are right.
Glacia only has 3 Pokemon.
Right. And I would even say they don't need to do that either. They need to have 5 different fully evolved Pokemon.
And also, this is something I've wanted to rant about for a while that's kind of off topic, but I hate why do people say that it's good that Flint's Diamond and Pearl team had only 2 fire types? That is a stupid, terrible idea.
I will agree with that
and that's
too.
also another thing I hate. Gyms should not be themed-based, they should stay type-based.
I'm not going to get in that argument. That's a completely separate argument.
I said it was, but I needed to bring that up right quick.
That's a completely separate argument. We won't get in that one right now. But no, I feel like the games can increase their difficulty in a correct way, and they just choose not to.
As I'm
okay, but let's say, but I feel like that's still XY is a weird example, but yeah, I mean I feel like Oris handled his challenge way better.
Even Oris on the first playthrough still kind of artificially...
It did, but I still feel like I didn't have as much problem with his difficulty. but yeah, no, but there are games that like Final Fantasy 8 was too easy. And I feel like
I find it funny that you said that because most people find it too hard.
8?
Because of 8's bass backwards. Yes, I know it's ass backwards. I say it bass backwards to be funny. Okay, go ahead. Anyway, because of 8's cryptic and convoluted system, a lot of people didn't understand how you were supposed to level up in that game. Someone said they hated 8 because when they played it as a kid, they did not understand how...
Okay, I can see how a kid do it, but like, literally, Carson, if I sat you down with that game, by the time you gain the ability to do it, you'll figure it out.
That secret,
but
I was thinking,
people like
I
to defend that game and say,
this.
"Oh no, the game's not too easy. You can do this. You can just not play optimally." I hate that argument. If I can win a game without doing it optimally, and that gives me challenge, why is that why? Well, that's my problem with Final Fantasy 10 actually. Final Fantasy 10, if you try to grind, you own the game, and it's too easy.
Well, it kind of goes back to the Pokemon. Playing Pokemon optimally is hitting it with super effective weaknesses because a lot of the older... If you go in there was an ice type, I guarantee you could one-shot that thing with a blizzard or ice beam.
Okay, maybe you could.
If I had the ability to play Heart Gold, I would play through the entire game just to prove something.
But anyway, no, but like, Final Fantasy 8 is like too easy. Whereas I feel like, you know, Final Fantasy 10's ending is pretty easy, except there's challenging things that you have to grind max level for anyway, so the game has things to balance it. But no, but like, you have... It wouldn't be a problem, but it's Final Fantasy, like, I expect some challenge there. You know? 7 provides that to me like a fair level of challenge. There's a couple of instances where I feel like it's stupid, but only a couple. My one boss issue is that one with the arms.
I think you're like the only one that has a problem, isn't it?
No, everyone does.
Oh.
You did. The one that picks you up and kill you because holding on to your party members?
I know this is a different game and a different genre, but I just need to throw this out there. I beat Phantom in one try. Anyway, that's about it.
Okay, and see, Devil May Cry is another subject. And it's really hard, but I feel like it's like intended to be that way.
But
so Devil May Cry 2 is too easy.
But that's why, as I don't remember where, but in some commentary I alluded it to liking Devil May Cry 2 just a smidge more than the original, because I honestly think both games have kind of aged like milk. I honestly think both games have aged terribly, and that's why Devil May Cry is a good example of when I feel a game is hard through archaic and stupid design choices.
But you liked 3.
But I also played 3 on easy mode.
But it's still hard. It's like a good level of difficulty, and it's challenging. Whereas 2 is not. I shoot 'em up.
I said I will fully admit I feel they are both not good games, but I
personally like 10. I think 10's a really fun game, and I'd like 2, but I feel like 2 is too easy, and I feel like it's a glaring issue in 2. Whereas I feel 3 is like, you know, it's really good. And I will agree it's better basically because it's not as aged.
I played 3 on easy.
Your point? It's still difficult.
My point is some people say even normal is kind of obnoxious, and if it...
But then you have like, you know, you have games that are just...
Anyway, to get back... To kind of get back to the Pokemon, as I've stated, in most instances when people can play on Pokemon being too easy, it's because they're playing the game right. That's why I hate when people say, like...
Except that I didn't have the problem in Oris.
That's why I hate when...
I didn't have the problem in Oris. And I know what I'm doing. I have a problem in a lot of Pokemon games that I've played recently. I feel like Black and White. My issue with Black and White is not the challenge. I think Black and White had a pretty good challenge. In fact, the Elite Four beat me first time I played it. Had to refight it because...
You know, outside of beating Platinum to White 2, I can't remember how I did it. I just remember that I did do it.
But, Leo Black, Black and White 2. My only problem with those games is its map. Platinum's amazing, and it's one of the most difficult Pokemon games I've played.
Except the funny thing is, I didn't really have any trouble with a Platinum after the Grass Gym because I picked the Grass starter, and all I knew at the time that beat Grass was Fire and Ice, so that was the hardest thing for me until Cynthia. After that, I just swept the rest of the game with Earthquake.
I mean, that's what I mean.
I found it kind of...
Cynthia's challenging.
But even then, Cynthia, it was more of, I believe, outside of the Rosary.
I love Platinum's region.
I think the reason
I've been contemplating recently just going back and replaying that game in case my opinion of it. I have problems with saving a lot of data and stuff. But I feel like if I went back and replayed it, it might turn into one of my favorite, if one of my favorites, if not my favorite. Because every time I think back to it, the only game I can think of that if I might go back and replay, because I also love Soul Silver.
I really need to, like, play Heart Gold or Soul Silver.
Those games, and really it's the whole fact that you can go back to the other region, and basically everything everyone loves about those Gen 2 anyway.
Brought up,
but then it's Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and they're so much better. And they have the best post game, if you count Kanto as post game. But then even then, it has the Battle Frontier. It has like 8 different legendaries you can get.
Okay.
I just need that game with soaring.
I actually found soaring kind of boring.
I love soaring.
Almost at the boss.
Oh yeah, I mean,
we're at the boss.
After a certain point, is that what I think that is?
What do you think it is?
Is that Tubba Bubba's heart?
Yes, this is why he's invincible. The heart was removed, and it controls the empty shell of the body.
That's horrifying.
E for everyone.
I'm controlling it from here.
That needs to be this part name.
Depending, so.
What was I saying? No, I got too distracted by the part. Oh, but yeah, no, soaring. Yeah, after a certain point, there's the whole awesome feeling about soaring went away. But I still can never deny its usefulness. I can land on a route. I don't need the extra HM.
But they added you can just fly to the route, so it's actually faster to go into the menu and fly.
But you have to use but you don't need to waste that HM slot.
That is the only thing Fly doesn't have over soaring. If they allowed you to just fly.
Oh, okay. And now, granted, I enjoy flying over the region. I like it, but I will agree that functionally, just being able to warp to the optimally, just being able to warp there would be better. But I enjoy flying. But you're right. But you still can't deny that you never need that HM. And in fact, that's one of the rumors I hope is true about Sun and Moon is that there are no more HMs, and that Pokemon will just you'll have those special Pokemon that can do stuff like soar and all your HM abilities, and use them more like items.
I only don't want that to be true because I still don't know what will they do with HMs because
I hope they just turn into TMs. Flash the TM.
I don't want to lose Surf as an attack.
You probably won't. Realistically, they'll probably all turn into HMs.
You mean
TMs?
And the funny thing is,
because like most of them have become TMs at one point. Like not Surf or anything. But now if they do this, they'll probably turn them all into TMs. Really, I need the next Pokemon game to give us every TM. Yeah, I think it's funny that every TM number never changes, but yet they'll take them out of the games.
Ha! Jackass.
To get back to more of a different.
This boss does not look very exciting. It doesn't have like a strategy or anything. You just kind of kill
when he charges up, you use out of sight to avoid his strongest attack. Sometimes he tackles you.
So you're telling me this boss is a gimmick.
And you can't even drain all of his HP.
To get back to the Pokemon thing as I was...
Sean, all the bosses in this game are a gimmick. You'll learn that as we go through this thing.
Yeah, that's not the end of chapter boss.
There's one more fight.
Yeah, no, I hope that it's like, because what it seems like is like you're gonna catch a Pokemon that's confused for that one HM ability.
But actually, it seemed like the HM styled Pokemon were like the rideable Pokemon in X and Y, to where you can only activate them at certain points because they have the harness and the like saddle on them.
That's just cosmetic so you can see the scene.
The only one that seemed to kind of debunk that is it seemed like you could soar on Charizard, but we don't. No, to get back to my difficulty point, and all the side tangents kind of lost the main point of the reason. I kind of lost my main point of the reason it bothers me when people call the newer games too easy is because if you play the older games with type knowledge, a bunch of hard gems like Whitney, you
finish them off, lady. Bo.
Back to my point, I didn't have the problem in Oris.
But end of
I
chapter,
did not have
bitches.
the problem in Oris. I had the problem in X and Y and not Oris.
and
If I had the problem in Oris, then, or any other Pokemon game that I've played with, you know, being able to think about the types, I might agree with you. But like, every other Pokemon game never had this problem. Only X and Y. Only time. I like how Carter's just kind of saying our tangents and playing the game.
you have to focus.
Focus. Focusing.
I don't want to die. You've seen. You know the damage I do, but you've seen the damage I take.
So are we gonna fight him again or what?
No, we're done. I beat the shit out of him. He's
Wait,
gone.
That's the end of the chapter?
Yes.
Okay, when you said he wasn't the heart wasn't the end of chapter boss, I thought you meant like there was an actual
No!
boss.
That was the end boss.
Not that was the actual boss, and the next thing was kind of a joke after.
They reunited.
That's
and
like that's like saying Palmer's a boss in Final Fantasy 7. Ha ha ha! Palmer. He gets hit by a truck.
And now Bo joins us permanently.
A quote, 1,000 space dollars. Oh no, $1 million gil for one space.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you buy a space.
One space.
See, we're done.
Do you remember how you identify if it's one space?
No, I can't remember the full.
Well, you look up in the sky, and you put your hands together to make a telescope, and what you see right there, that's one space.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And
Hey, he spent like $1 million.
then you take it was like $1 million gil.
and
burn it.
You
and
burn
set it
it.
on fire, and the smoke goes up to the sky and
Delivers it to space.
That's
And that is how
you
you
buy
buy
one
a
space.
space. And he had bought like 7 spaces. See, end of chapter.
Yeah, 10 spaces. It was 10
yeah.
billion gil for 10 spaces.